Hi, everybody. Mayor Lou Manzo here again, just touching base with you as we get closer to Election Day. I want to give you a little update on where we stand as far as the vote by mail ballots being cast and remind you of all the resources available for you to double check on any questions you might have. As you watch me today, we're less than 2 weeks from the election. So several, in fact, thousands of vote by mail ballots have been cast already. And just to remind you, you can deposit or submit your completed vote by mail ballot right at our township building at the county drop box. It's sitting right there 24 hours a day under 24-hour surveillance by cameras on our front step of the township building. Gets picked up on a daily basis and taken by sheriff's officers directly to the Board of Elections. Obviously, you can use the U.S. Postal Service if you like. And then there is the option to take that completed vote by mail ballot that you have and physically drop it off on election day at the polling places in Harrison Township. And they are Ewan Fire Hall for districts 1 through 4 and Harrison Township Elementary School for districts 5 through 9. Keep in mind that if you choose that option, you will be required to sign in and to present ID to submit only your ballot. So again, the easiest, most convenient, and I will tell you safe and secure option is the county drop box, which is at our township building, and there is no limit or time frame on when you can drop that off. Obviously right up until 8 p.m. on election night, November 3rd. If you want to track your ballot, you can see all of the details in reference to how to do that on our voter guide that we created for you on the Harrison Township website. It's titled 2020 election information. So you can click on that, and it's got pages of information, including everything that I've told you so far and what I'm about to tell you, which is that if you want to track your ballot once you submit it, you can just go to trackmyballot.nj.gov and you'll be able to look up your ballot after a simple sign-on process. I've done that already, and I can see that my ballot and my wife's ballot have arrived. So if that gives you some sense of security, that's an option. So any questions you might have, feel free to call our municipal building. Our director or supervisor of elections is our county clerk, our municipal clerk, Diane Malloy. You can call her directly at 856-478-4112. I'm sure she's going to love that I gave you her direct line, but that's published everywhere. Call her with any questions you might have. So today, I want to get to the topic at hand, and the real reason that I'm visiting with you today is to bring on fellow committee person, Julie DeLaurentis. Hi, Julie.
Hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, visually, virtually. I wanted to spend a few minutes with Julie today because she's kind of really the quarterback on the township committee, at least, for a major event that's coming up, and I won't even call it an event any longer, hopefully, because it's technically not a single event. This is the transformational process, we'll call it, for Main Street during Thanksgiving weekend. Obviously, typically, we always have our, traditional Lights on Main event. That's Saturday night of Thanksgiving weekend. Clearly, that's not going to happen this year. We attract anywhere from 8,000 to 10,000 people on that street, and it's become, the signature event in the county over the last 6 or 7 years. Can't do that this year with an outside gathering limitation of 500 people. So as I've written about, and you've seen plastered in several different places, that our internal, team headed by Julie on Township Committee and a Recreation Committee, who really is the main sponsor, the main, facilitator of Lights on Main and all our events, put their heads together and came up with an alternative, which we think is great. And that's what we're going to talk to you about today. It's now going to be termed that entire weekend from Friday evening after Thanksgiving through Sunday evening, Miracle on Main, as opposed to Lights on Main. So, Julie, why don't you give us kind of an overview, and then we can get into some of the details of what the plan is and make sure that people are aware of what's happening.
Sure. I mean, I'm excited. I think we're all excited. Our team's excited. We're going to be lighting up Main Street. There's going to be more decorations than I think we've ever had before. And of course, we still have the main attraction. the giant Christmas tree at Old Town Hall. That has been lit for the most part since the pandemic. At some point in the pandemic, we started just keeping it lit for everybody, and it's going to be there. We're not going to turn everything on like a light switch. We're not going to have that sort of an event where the word event is not going to be used. We're going to have little mini opportunities, several of them, most of them put on by the businesses on Main Street, chances for people to walk down, stroll down Main Street. We're really promoting this to our residents, our township residents, and just let people enjoy the holiday atmosphere. Wouldn't you say, Lou?
I would say so. I mean, that's the objective. And so if I'm a resident hearing this for the first time, what I'm hearing you say is no light, tree lighting event on Saturday night.
No.
But we're gonna have some type of weekend long, not call it an event, backdrop
Right.
on Main Street that will begin on Friday night. And so to fill in some of those details, at some point on Friday night, maybe let's call it, at the end of the business day, the business owners who have been engaged in a great, manner to partner with us on this backdrop will begin potentially little mini events or mini destinations. And you're going to talk about a few of them that we know are planned, and the list keeps building. I have a printout of it here, and it's 3 pages long, and there's still some empty slots where there's an intention for participation, but they haven't decided exactly what they're going to do. So you'll speak to that in a minute and talk about a couple of the details. But that Friday night it kicks off, then all day Saturday, and certainly into Saturday evening and Sunday evening. The tree, which as we speak right now is kind of in a shut-off mode for a little bit of time, as we actually are doing some rewiring and putting some new electrical connections there just to improve our capacity and what we can do, and lighting the building, which we did in the past. This year, one of the major enhancements as far as aesthetics is that all of the trees in between, up and down Main Street, from roughly Naples or the bridge through Old Town Hall, all the little trees in between our lampposts are going to be pin lit, and that's going to give a whole different, mystique and look to the street. There's going to be some special lighting on the bridge. So we tried some, real substantial visual enhancements this year. And then there's going to be these little mini destinations, we'll call them, pockets where there's going to be things happening for an opportunity for you with your family to walk up and socially distance, no direct interaction, but maybe take some selfies with some of the backdrops and picture destinations of the plan. So maybe you could speak to a couple of those.
Well, I guess the main event, the main thing that people would want to know, we might as well just tell them that Santa and Mrs. Claus are going to be socially distanced, but they will be there on Main Street at different times, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can get a photo, a family photo. It's going to be a very, very pretty backdrop. So, I mean, that's exciting to me, to at least let children see, that he's stopping by. It's a great thing.
But no sitting on Santa's lap this year, just to be clear.
No sitting on his lap.
Right.
There'll also be some princesses, I understand. Again, they will be
princesses.
Yes, we have some high school students, some theater, choir students who will be singing, again, safely, socially distant, no big gathering. We don't have any stages this year, but you'll be able to find them. And some of our businesses are doing these great themes, like Christmas in Paris is happening. And I think that's going to be spectacular, the way what they're planning in their little areas. And when you drive up and down Main Street, I mean, at Lights on Main, it's very, very crowded. But I want to tell you, when you go on Main Street and walk Main Street, it's really, I love all the different businesses have little out of the way corners outside. And they're also going to have their lights on and their shops decorated for everybody. So I just think it's going to be a great family event. I really do.
Yeah, and again, the option to, I don't even say participate, but to go and check it out is clearly up to, you individually as a family. It's really about a stroll up and down the street and then take some of it in, whether it's, the bonfires and s'mores things that are happening behind Farmhouse Design and Mademoiselle Macaroon, or like you said, Mr. and Mrs. Claus up on the grass at Friends Meeting behind the fence, where you can take some pictures. The princesses that'll be, I think that's at Sisters maybe.
Mhm.
Things that are happening further on the north end, and all of that will be filled in as we go as far as other businesses participating. These are the events that are going to be happening individually, and you can kind of stroll the street and check them out. There'll be some, probably food carts here and there sprinkled in. So the idea is that from Friday night through Sunday night, there's the ability to come and take it in, and most importantly, kind of walk through the living Norman Rockwell postcard that I always refer to it as, that is going to come to life as of Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. And so we want to try and still be able to bring that joyous feeling that we always get that weekend. And in this case, I've said it on a couple of occasions while we talk through this, it's not going to be just one moment. The moment we turn on the tree, or that 4 hour period we close down Main Street. Main Street's not going to be shut down. That's when it turns into an event and we've got a gathering issue. That's not happening. Main Street, will still be active with cars, but you'll be able to stroll up and down, and it's that entire, call it half-mile stretch where people being dispersed and certainly have the capability to be distanced and take all of this in and enjoy it in a way, in many ways, this can almost be, I don't want to say better than Lights on Main, but certainly more engaging and longer because it's the whole weekend. Certainly better for our business owners to be able to showcase, what they have in their stores, and from a merchant perspective, you can take more time to stroll in and out of the stores and take some of that in. So, like you said, we're really excited about it. Any other specific details you want to let people in on? I mean, I'm just going to say this before you, finish it off. We have put out there that Lights on Main technically isn't happening, so that the thousands of people that would come from outside of our town are going to know that it's not happening. So this is kind of our little secret, that in town, we are going to have this backdrop and this capability that whole weekend. And we want it to be more homegrown, more hometown membership only kind of attendance. So we're not going to ask for any ID. Certainly there will be people that will be from the outside of, Mullica Hill and Harrison Township, but mainly it's going to be just us. So how would you put a cherry on that as far as any other details you want to provide?
Well, I think the only thing I want to say is that although we're not giving you all the details today, happening in the Hill will definitely have it, and I'm sure, Mayor, you will be writing about the details. And as we put it all together, will be promoted for everyone to understand and know what's happening. And I just think I can't imagine missing Main Street at Christmas time at this point, or I should say Thanksgiving weekend and the start of the holiday. I just can't imagine, not enjoying it with all the residents. So I'm hoping most people feel comfortable and they know we're keeping it safe and they come out and join us.
Yeah, and so we so couldn't imagine not having something happen that weekend that, everybody put their heads together and came up with Miracle on Main, which, is the theme. You're going to see new banners out there that'll go up that weekend. They're beautiful and have that new theme. Obviously, like I said, the new enhancements as far as decorations and lighting. We're hoping that can bring everybody, to a moment of enjoying the season or the introduction and transition to the holiday season with your families and certainly with our Harrison family. So, Julie, thank you for everything that you've done. I know this is kind of a 24/7 thing for you in these last weeks, and certainly will be going forward, and you're kind of quarterbacking everything for us. So thank you for that. And as always, we want to stay Harrison
Harrison
strong,
strong.